Even though we're working on something in one of our groups now, where we're trying to correct our mispronunciations that we have in the Al-Fatiha. And I know that that's difficult. Something you've been doing it for since 1975 at least. We've been saying the Al-Fatiha, and then all of a sudden somebody will tell you that's hard to change it. Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to see, how do you write Deen, religion?
Deen, Deen Islam. Let me just do that.
Because it's similar to that.
Let me see. I'll put it down here. All right. This was the dish. So you want to say the religion of Islam? All right. You got to put the "a" in front of it. Ad-Deen is actually El-Deen, but I'm gonna write it and then try to go back and put the vowels on. And you see, I still wind up writing one of the vowels. Well, no, I didn't. No, I'm good. All right. Oh, wait, I got to put the shot there here. All right, this is "a," and we're skipping the L in pronunciation. So Ad-Deen, Sukoon here on the lamb here. Deenul. I call myself making it red. Yeah, that's right. Deenul. That's Deenul Islam. Oh, let the lamb goes here. I left out the letter lamb. Trying to switch pens. And then lamb. Now, Ad-Deen Islam. There it is. The part of this, dollar socks coming off. Dollar Tree socks.
The Keswa is really under the Aleph, correct?
What? Yeah, I'm sorry. No, under this Aleph here, under this X here. Not that one. Nothing is on that one. That one is ignored. And because this is actually L, it's actually this, but we're skipping the.
I got you.
You got it already? Okay. So no, it's under this, which this is really not Aleph, it's a dummy letter. Because if it was Aleph, then it would say this Aleph here, same mark, but when it doesn't represent any sound, then it's just a dummy letter. All right. But no, it's not over here, it's here. Deen, Ad-Deenul, all the way Nul, Islam. All right? Can you see it, sister? Okay. All right. I'm past my time and I owe some time next month. All right. Thank you very much. And thank you for your participation. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, we take him out of that? Yeah, he lost it. He couldn't find his clock. Oh, this is yeah. Okay. Did I put it in the right one? Oh, okay. Thank you. Excuse me.
Give me about 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Okay.
I'll be shift off the subject. Brother Hafiz, he might have mentioned in conversation to a few people, and I ran across something from the Imam, and I sent it to Imam Rasul by accident. Imam Rasul, he was on the lifeline, and he was talking about don't marry unbelievers. That verse, women, don't marry your women to an unbeliever. And I searched out, there's a book about this big where the Imam lectured to the males and the female. It's a pamphlet type book, not hardcover. And so I was searching for that. So the sister asked, she says, can sister marry non-believer. And so the Imam said, no. And then he said, because that's what the verse said. And then he said, now, if the brother, if you love him, and if the brother, if you can get him to come down and listen to the Islamic lectures and so forth, and if he's, might become a Muslim, but he said that if it turns out that he's a believer in God, and he does not cause you any problems, don't stop you from going to the Juma or anything like that, he doesn't stop you from practicing your religion, he said, you can marry him. He gave you the verse from the Quran. Allah said no. But don't forget, you had the verse that says that the Jews, those who are Jews and Christians and Muslims and Sabians, who are believers in God and believers in the last day. So his answer was a believer in God. So the first thing you don't want to, the main thing is you want your daughters to marry a Muslim.
That's right.
But then, then you have to use your common sense, And Imam Mohammed, he was a man that gave us plenty of common sense. But the one that I sent them both. The one I sent by accident. Man, Hathik, he was, everybody knows they call Hathik, right?
That's right.
Hathik Muhammad. He said, you know what cost more money than drugs, alcohol, and gold, and all this stuff out there? He said, it's organs. Organs.
Oh,
Yeah, a millionaire, he wanted to live, he'd pay millions of dollars for an organ. Then now this is his summation. He was saying, like, you go into your these programs where they talk about your family tree and stuff like that and find your DNA and so forth. Well, you got that big people way up in the sky, they can take your information and find out, what organs you have, and maybe if you, out of 3 billion people, you just only one had this particular DNA that this other particular person happened. So and he was saying that, that was Hathik. He's getting that insight. I said, man, I had seen some movies where I saw one. It was a martial arts movie in Korea where they kidnapped young children and they put them in a pen, and all it was a factory for organs. Young children. And they're doing that. They could be doing it after. But here, where I ran across this article in 2003, where a sister asked Imam W.D. Muhammad about donating organs. And Imam Muhammad said, well, if my organs can help anybody, that's fine, He said, but signing a piece of paper? You have to sign a piece of paper and say, if you die, give your organs away. He said, I ain't signing nothing. He said, I could be coming up to a stop sign, and they got my information. I signed this paperwork, and they can come up with a Mack truck. And so I don't know if Hathik had heard that back in 2003, but he said that about a couple of weeks ago. But like I said, I just ran into that article. There it was. That's what the Imam said. He said he ain't signing nothing. So, how they, you go get your driver's license, like in Michigan, I think. They said, do you want to donate your organs if you die in an auto accident? So, Imam Muhammad said, I heard of another lecture when he had the class here, the Quranic, Arabic, Islamic Studies, and Comparative Religion. He mentioned about organ transplant then, how that if it could save somebody's life, yes. Yes, sir, brother.
Yeah, but like in India, that's a common practice to sell a kidney or part of your liver or things like this, and they get little, but those who are in the brokers or things that they get paid a lot for them.
Yeah, that's probably $1 trillion industry about now. I mean, that's as much as those organs cost, and but again. I think the Imam said, do as you want, but he said, as far as him, he wouldn't sign no paper. He wouldn't sign. So that's good enough for me. So, all right. Well, the Akbar, he's going to be coming up. Now, we mentioned about Savior's Day. That's our next initiative. And you know, it was at a convention. Or was it a convention? Yeah, it was at one of our conventions. We had an imams meeting, and in the imams meeting, somebody had brought up in the imams meeting. One imam that was very learned said, "Why are we having Savior's Day?" Let's see. An imam now. That means he didn't come to Savior's Day. Imam Mohammed, you know, of course we have Savior's Day in Nation of Islam. Then we had Savior's Day. Imam, we had Ethnic Survival Day, then it became Savior's Day again. Savior's Day. It was Savior's Day, like one Savior, but Savior's Day. So we know Allah is our Savior. But then the Imam, he put the focus on all those who helped save us in the freedom movement, what you call the freedom movement, civil rights movement, now the human movement. You got many, many saviors. And, you know, the Jews, white, black, and so forth. So, Savior's Day. And Imam Muhammad, he did Savior's Day in South Carolina, and he did it here. And just about anywhere that the Imam went, especially in the local area, who at least should be there? The ones who say they follow Imam W. Muhammad, the Imams, right? And the Imam, he did conduct Savior's Day. And so, so the mosque here is maintaining the legacy of the Imam. Now, anytime you got an Imam that says, what is Savior's Day? Or why should we go to Savior's Day? Imam Muhammad said that his students, now you can correct me, he said, my students is the one who got pen and pencil. And who should be the first to have pen and pencil? The Imam. And the Imam traveled all around the country. You know, some people got photographic memory, that's no problem. Or they keep a little notes, but they really students of the Imam. Students of the Imam will get the Imam's lecture. They will get the Imam's lecture. Imam, I'll give you a good example. Let me know when you're ready, brother. I was on the Lifeline. Young brother, sharp in Arabic, and he studied the Imam as best he could. Well, all of us have our limits. I haven't heard everything that the Imam has lectured on. Our archivist, Frederick, he says probably over 2,000 or more lectures, 3,000 maybe lectures that the Imam did. There was one that they had in the Muslim Journal. It was called Gog and Magog. And I remember that, but I didn't focus on it. So the young brother, he ran across the verse in Gog and Magog. He explained it. That is Ajuj, Majuj, Gog and Magog. That's in Arabic, but then you have it in the Bible. And so he said, well, I don't quite understand it, but I'm gonna try to explain it. First thought came in my mind was the 2-disc lecture of Imam Muhammad on Gog and Magog. You don't come from your own opinion. If we're followers and students of Imam W. Muhammad, if he's our leader, we want to see what our leader has to say. Other than that, anybody can come up with an interpretation of Gog and Magog. Go out there, you can go and find that in any street. Go into the church or somebody else. The Quran was here. The Ahmadiyya has the Quran, as the Imam said. The Ahmadiyyas even have the Quran. The Quran was here in America. We had it in the Nation of Islam. We had it on the top shelf. And we read the Quran, some of us. Some of us probably memorized the Quran. But the only one that Allah chose and inspired was Imam W. Muhammad. And that's why we follow Imam W. Muhammad. Allahu Akbar. He brought us out. He brought us out of darkness into light. Allahu Akbar. So, as students of the Imam, of the publications, they have the lectures of Imam W. Muhammad. We're constantly coming up with books. There's books that were done before, coming up with new books. A great book out there that just came out is in regards to the Hajj. And it's a collection of the lectures of Imam did on the Hajj. The 30-year anniversary, that was the last major address he did. He might have did others, but the 30-year anniversary of the 1977 Hajj, that is where he said President Barack Obama was symbolic of the Hajj. That was before President Obama became the President of the United States. And you have to understand, the President represented the spirit of Hajj, your original nature. But I tell you, that first page on there, when the Imam had came back from Saudi Arabia, he had come back early, and he came back and he had to deal with all those people who wanted to go in all different directions. He said, you could have 1,000 Muhammad Alis, 1,000 Farrakhan's, and all those people. He said, I don't care. They can go wherever they want to go. But you who stay with me, Allah is going to continue to bless you.
That's right.
And here you are. A lot of way, but okay. With that, I'm getting to Brother Akbar's time. I didn't mean to take that much time. I apologize.
That's fine. So now that I'm what they call mic'd up, with Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, I bear witness only there is no God but the one God, Allah, and I bear witness only that Mohammed is his messenger and the seal of the prophets. I greet all the believers here and those who are watching this via Facebook Live with the greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum. And that's the greetings and the peace that only the Creator can grant. Not the peace that we just wish to each other, but it's the peace that God grants. I wish that upon myself and all of you. I want to thank the Mosque for allowing me to present again here, first Sunday. And my subject, as I sent out over on the email and in the Facebook, talking about the new tax law. We all know about and are aware of the new tax law, right? It is a law now. And how does it impact? What's the impact of small business? And if I have enough time, I'm going to talk a little bit about how it impacts us as what they call a W-2 wage earner. That means the ordinary person that's working a job every day. But before I get into that, I know Imam Agin had to leave. I guess he had to leave. But he saw something I wanted to share with everyone here anyway. So let me just deviate just briefly and from my prepared comments and call your attention to this screen right up here. How many of you remember the young lady, African-American sister, Muslim, who competed in the Olympics? She was a fencer. You remember? And she got the bronze medal, am I correct? Okay. Do you know they have created a Barbie doll in her image? All right. And I wanted to bring that. I wanted to bring this to you some time ago, but let me bring it to you now. And let's see. We have an ad. You know how it goes, right? This is YouTube. So, can't use YouTube and anything else unless you deal with the ads.
Drop unwanted fat, enjoy easier digestion, have better looking skin, more energy without caffeine, live longer, and feel decades younger than you actually are. I'm going to reveal all of these things.
See if I can skip it. I think that's right. Yeah, good.
Hi, I'm Imtihaj Mohammed, and I'm the first Muslim woman to represent the United States at the Olympic Games while wearing hijab. And today I'm at the Mattel Design Center, and we're here designing my very first Barbie doll. When I was growing up, I didn't have many options of dolls that looked like me. But today, we're changing that. This is such a big moment, not just for me, but for little girls everywhere. Welcome to Barbie Land.
So we're going to take you on a tour and show you your doll.
Let's do it. So excited.
This is Sasha. She's probably one of the best face painters. She does everything by hand.
Sasha, I love my lashes as big as possible. I need my eyebrows laid, no pressure.
So now we're going to show you what actually goes into rooting the doll's hair.
Do you feel good with the bun?
I mean, that's like my go-to.
Okay.
Yeah. This is great. I love this, and I like the color.
I was given the honor of sculpting your face. Yeah, I'm going to show you, which is what you see on the screen here. You can carve, pull, and push, so you feel it.
Oh yeah. Oops, that was my cheek. I got punched in the face.
People
This is so cool.
Kelly?
Nice to meet
So she
you.
really worked on all of the details of your doll.
It was like a Nike shoe. As you can see, it's really detailed, just like a Nike shoe. And then we had with fencing mask. We really wanted to stay true to your uniform, so you have your little jacket,
Love
and
it.
pants.
Is this my little hijab that's flying away
Yes,
in the wind?
yes.
Wait, is this your first Barbie with a hijab? That is amazing. I'm really excited.
That's historic.
When I think about my own journey, me being a Muslim girl involved in the sport of fencing, there were people who made me feel like I didn't belong. For all those people who didn't believe in me, it's Barbie dolls for you.
This is a big moment. We're so excited. We're going to kick you down so we can prepare. We want to do a big reveal.
Don't take too long. Thank you so
Okay, are you ready to see her?
I am dying. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm so excited.
Stand there and I'll
Okay.
stand here. And then do you want to help me with the veil?
Oh, is it underneath here?
Yes.
If I knew that, I would have ran up here earlier.
Are we ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, so cute. Oh my goodness, so cute. Look. Oh, I love it. Perfect hijab moment right here. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh my gosh,
Have a little
I
fence
love,
off.
look. First of all, look at her legs. I feel like we're battling for like best legs right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder whose are thicker.
Right? Well,
Mine's a little thicker on top.
I don't know, girl. These are Olympic medal. These are Olympic medal thick right here. This one got me, right? Oh, and look, it says my name on the back. I love this. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be part of the Barbie family.
Yes! Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love it.
Congratulations. We're going to have to do a little, play date.
Well, we can have a fence off.
Yeah, yes.
But you don't have a saber, so it looks
But
like I win.
I can do like a kick.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I can do a mean, if I can do a side plank in a high heel,
That's true.
there's nothing I can't do.
That's true. This is all pretty major for me, not because I'm looking at a Barbie made in my likeness, but because of what Barbie means to me personally. I played with Barbie for a long time, what some people may call an uncomfortably long time. So Barbie and I have a lot more in common than you think. We go way back. Barbie dolls were really important part of the way my sisters and I played together. We had a 3-story dollhouse in the attic where I remember imagining myself as an emergency room doctor, as a busy mom, and even as a race car driver in my little pink Corvette that I'm sure I'm not the only one in the audience had. Barbie dolls always allowed my sisters and I to play out different adventures with our big imaginations. My mom wanted us to play with dolls that looked like us, so she would only buy us Barbies of color. This is the way we could see and celebrate our beauty for our brown skin, even as conventional standards of beauty of what we saw in the media ran counter to that. I would even sew little tiny hijabs on my Barbie dolls.
Oh.
I'm serious, yes. Sometimes made of tissue, but they did have hijabs. So I was a designer out of the womb. Now Mattel is doing this for us. Today I'm proud to know that little girls who wear hijab, and just as powerfully those who don't, can play with Barbie who chooses to wear a headscarf. She's a Barbie who is strong enough to wield a giant saber and dedicated enough to spend years working her way to an Olympic medal. And she loves fashion. That's not just Barbie, that's me. That's all of us. I hope that little girls of color, or little Ashley Grahams, across the heartland will be inspired to embrace what makes them unique. What I'm most excited about is not having a Barbie that looks like me, but one that I can give to my 2-year-old niece Malia to play with, without having to sew a little bitty hijab. Thank you all so much. Woo! Yeah! Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, enjoy the next speaker, and I'll see you soon.
Okay. I thought that was a good deviation from our presentation.
That's right.
What do you think?
I think so.
Okay. Now, you can certainly look this up online and look at some of the other stories about the little Bobby hijab doll. It's supposed to be out, available this year, later on this year. As I was researching this and saw it, I looked at some of the comments from some of the Middle Eastern newspapers, the Middle Eastern press. It was all negative.
Negative?
All negative. But I'll encourage you all to go out, just go to Google and do some research on yourself, and you'll understand why it is. Okay? Because you know, how did Islam come to us? You know how Islam came to us. And there's some who don't like the way Islam came to us. And right now, things are Islam is continuing to grow in this country. And this is a huge example of the impact of al-Islam in this country. And so anyway, now let's talk about the tax law and how it impacts businesses. All right. Everyone knows that the law has been signed, but I'm taking this information from the Chicago Tribune, and this is the Sunday, January 28th edition of the Chicago Tribune, the business section. 6 tax facts you should know before you file. This is one that's important. The law takes effect in January 2019. It will impact the amount of money you work, earn, or whatever your taxes, what you file, what you're working for this year, 2018. So the taxes you're filing now is what you earn 2017. So it doesn't affect those taxes. All right. I want to make this very clear. So the counsel is whatever you did last year in terms of preparing your taxes, that's what you do this year. All right. Whatever deductions you took, take those deductions. All right. All right. And because this won't kick in just yet. But what you want to do now is prepare. This is January. Well, this is February now, 2018, right? You want to prepare as you go through this year and put yourself in a situation where you can get the best advantages of the tax law. Because when you file your taxes in 2019, it will be for what you did here in 2018. Everybody follow me so far? All right, I haven't lost anybody. All right. Okay, good. Now, business, small business. You know, my focus of my presentation, my classes is business and technology. Businesses. Right now, you need to prepare yourself. If you're in business, talk with your accountant, review your situation, your business situation, and see if this new tax law is going to impact your business. One business I can tell you is going to be impacted by it, and it's one of the businesses that I conduct. Also, Imam Agin, he talked about, when you say about rides, okay, and this is contract workers. Contract workers will get a tax cut under this new law. All right. What is a contract worker? Okay. Most of you know, both myself and Brother Agin, and maybe somebody else in here. We do Uber and Lyft. I do both. Imam Agin just does Uber. And but we are what they call partners. We operate our own business. We just have a relationship with Uber and Lyft. But generally, they're referred to as contract workers. But not just us. Anyone, somebody who's a dog walker, that's a contract worker. It's so many people can fit under that category. All right. So this new tax law is going to be a benefit to you. All right. Yeah, it's going to be a benefit to you. And so you want to really look into it and find out, okay, how much of a benefit is going to be to you. Okay. Because it's going to affect different people differently. One of the most important things is what they call pass-through businesses. Have y'all heard that term before? Pass-through businesses? All right. Well, let me describe that for you. So maybe the description would help you a little bit. If a person operates a business like I do, as a contractor, I operate a transportation business, and I contract with Uber and Lyft. If I just did that business in my own name, and